ToonGrin.com.
You're probably asking yourself how a stork, a girl, and a baby wound up in this situation. Let me go back and start at the beginning of the story.
Hello and welcome to Watchin' Stuff, the show about watching stuff. I'm Nero, and with me is my beloved Canadian host, Whyboy.
Hey.
And I wanted to bring this up because you mentioned this, I think, a video or two back where you said we should go over the Watchin' Stuff rating system because we implemented a new one. Yep. So I'm going to briefly touch on this, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'll put up a graphic on the screen for everybody to understand, a visual aid, if you will. Our rating system is very simple. We went with a 5-to-1 scale, keeping it simple, but we came up with cute little names. 5 being the highest praise we can give a movie, 1 being the lowest praise we can give a movie. So we start at a must-see, go to a good watch, end up in meh, we go to crud chowder, and then we end with rock bottom.
Yep, just simple 5-to-1.
It's a simple system. It's a cute little system. You know, I just wanted to get that across so people understand, a rating system. It's 5-to-1. 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. It's pretty simple and straightforward.
Yep, it's just to let people know.
Let's talk about a movie.
It's just to let people know what rock bottom is, which is today's film, Storks.
Storks, yes. Storks, brought to us by Warner Animation. These are the guys who basically came back with a vengeance for Warner Brothers in terms of animated films. These are the guys who did the Lego movie, great film, yep. Lego Batman movie, also great film. They're going to do Ninjago this year. I'm actually kind of excited to see the Ninjago film. I was never a big fan of the TV show, but the movie looks really good. Plus, it's got Jackie Chan in it, so...
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm not too sure how to even surmise the plot to Storks, because...
It's just like 5 different things come together. But basically, like this.
Okay.
Oh.
You take this,
sure.
Because, you take this one.
Of course. Well, basically, we're in a world where storks actually deliver your babies. But after a while, storks realize that delivering babies is a hazardous job, as they go into Wile E. Coyote stunts and all that. So they finally moved on to being an Amazon-like company, just delivering your phones and all that sort of stuff, and shut down baby-making machine. It is until 18 years later.
Yeah, let's Can we discuss that?
The Amazon thing?
No. The fact that the storks, a race of sentient birds with teeth, have conceived a device that takes letters and transmogrifies them into living children.
Yeah. Yeah, that... the idea of it...
I know it's... a suspension of disbelief, I understand. It's like, well, come on, you could believe a stork could deliver a child? I guess, but it raises so many questions. Like, how do children exist before this invention? If storks have to deliver the kids?
Well, I guess the joke is that there are many ways to do it, like a hole and like a stick. Boop.
Oh my god, I hate this movie.
Yeah, that's great adult jokes like that. But yeah, it sort of releases that implication.
Yeah. So the first plot, because there are multiples, mm-hmm. The first plot is that apparently the company, Cornerstone.com, didn't deliver one kid because her tracking device got destroyed, so they just kept her amongst the birds for 18 years.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, there's...
This fucking movie's so dumb.
Yeah, this was a point that Nero really not like, because you have to ask the question now, why would you keep the orphan for 18 years? why not give her to a human orphanage or something like that?
Why wouldn't you take her? Why wouldn't you take her to an orphanage?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just take her to a human orphanage? What?
Yeah, if she has
There comes a point when, like, there comes a point where you could suspend disbelief for a lot, but then, like, after a while, when everything becomes boring, and this movie is dreadfully boring, but after a while, as it, like, proceeds, you just keep asking questions because things are not adding up. Like, you're so bored with the comedy that your mind just, like, starts
wandering,
drifting away to like, to think about stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like sitting here and we're watching it, and, like, the first 7 minutes is so dreadfully boring. But they're trying to do comedy. And it's not really funny.
Yeah.
Like the first big punchline is, like, they talk about delivering babies and the importance of the job. And then they talk about how they changed it up to delivering items like Amazon. So then the joke is, like, the stork comes in and the parents are all excited, and it turns out he just delivers them a cell phone. And I sat there, and you were there with me too, and I just sat there and I'm like, I know that's the punchline. I know that's the joke, is like, oh, it's funny because they're excited for their cell phone instead of having a kid.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting there and being like, this isn't fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
And just asking, why am I not laughing? The problem is just with a lot of the pacing of the movie. It's like, the movie starts out with a bunch of Wile E. Coyote stunts, with the storks getting hit with stuff, just hitting the dirt, going, look at my teeth on me!
Yeah, it's all wackadoo slapstick antics.
And then you have the slow jokes like, I'm coming down from above to give you your phones! Oh yeah, that would have been nice if you actually built up to that, but, eh. Not just slammed all the jokes into her face.
So the first story... Okay.
Yeah.
The first story is about the kid they never delivered. An 18-year-old girl now named Tulip. But we don't have time to develop that because another plot just picked up about some kid in suburbia who has shit parents that don't want to, like, acknowledge or raise him.
Yeah, we're just super busy realtors, and that's our characters.
But don't worry, there's another subplot about the stork who went crazy and kept Tulip, and that's why she initially didn't get delivered.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, to a degree, these plots and subplots do connect. Through the most blandest of means, they fucking connect.
Yeah, if you think in the most stereotypical sort of way that the story can go, then you're completely correct. Like, Nero was the one that was basically just saying, like, oh, is this coming up next? Then I should say, yep. And it's just...
Every time something happened, I would ask you, like, is this gonna go here? Like, there's the CEO of cornerstone.com, Hunter Stork, played by Kelsey Grammer. I remember, like, he's sitting there, he's abusing the little birds, and I just said to you, third act, is that gonna come into play? Like, that's how they defeat him, like, the little birds come and get their revenge, and you just sat there and you went, how did you guess?
Yeah, they just did it so...
That's the whole...
It was just so nicely
That's the
moved
whole
in.
fucking movie. There's the whole fucking movie is... You see the movie coming a mile away.
Yeah.
It's not innovative. The thing is, it doesn't need to be innovative, okay? Fucking Disney's been doing girl who wants more trope for fucking years, and it seems to work out just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like a new brand of just fucking mediocrity.
You know, yawning a bit just thinking about it. Basically back onto the story with the two main characters, the stork named Junior and an orphan tulip, as they make a new baby just by accident, and now they deliver this baby to the Suburbia family.
Can we mention that Junior is called Junior? He's nobody's kid.
Yeah.
I thought he was Hunter's son.
He's not.
So the kid, whose fucking name escapes me because the suburban fucking white family about business people is a dreadfully boring subplot that really, you could have just streamlined the film to being just maybe two parents who didn't have a kid and wanted a child, the Storks, and maybe something like that, but whatever. Because, like, the little kid's bored because his parents aren't spending time with him. He wants a baby brother, so he writes a letter to the Storks from a pamphlet he found. Yes, this all sounds stupid and legitimate, but there you go. Letter gets to the Stork headquarters. Of course, Tulip gets it because instead of being fired, because for some reason the CEO just doesn't like her, and he gives it to Junior to fire her because Junior needs to somehow interact with Tulip, otherwise nothing happens. So he sticks Tulip in the letter sorting part of the factory. She gets the letter, plop, machine makes baby, gotta go deliver the baby. Oh, and because the movie would be over if Junior just flew and delivered the baby, they have to come up with this Rube Goldberg machine-like contraption to cripple him so he can't fly, just so the movie could drag its ass.
Yeah, it is such the most artificial way of doing it. I mean, my god. It's just basically these spinning saw blades, and you stick his arm in. It's like, oh no! I broke my arm. How could this have possibly happened?
Well, also, you know what? I don't even think we need to go through the whole fucking plot for this, but because honestly, they deliver the fucking kid. You know that's where the fucking movie went.
Yeah.
But the part that's really fucking annoying, and I feel like we need to address this now. The part that's really fucking annoying with this movie, they explain the gags.
Yeah, and they use that as the gag.
Why put the button there?
We know that the joke is that that's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
There's no need or reason to state it.
Yeah, exactly. And it just happens over and over again. Especially with the other subplot, Pigeon Toady.
What up?
They created a comic relief character in a movie that's a buddy comedy.
Yeah, it doesn't that seem
Isn't
completely
everyone
pointless?
kind of a comic relief character? Yeah, like isn't redundancy redundant?
Yeah, it is. And he's not really good
Like what the fuck's the joke?
Yeah. I have a silly voice, brah.
Check out my girlfriend. She's in Canada.
Yeah.
She migrated. She's not made up.
Okay.
Look at her. Look at her. She exists, brah.
That's great.
Hey, did you guys hear about Roger? Ah!
Oh my goodness. Are you okay?
What? Hey, bro. I'm sorry. What? Okay. It's tell you about my girlfriend.
That's the punchline is there are all these like storks and then there's a pigeon
It's just a dude, bro.
and the pigeon talks like a dude, bro.
Yep, that's the joke. But then the other joke is that the dude bro goes through like CSI mainly things.
Why are you being so creepy?
And just
Because Tulip and Junior have to go deliver the fucking kid. They want to keep it a secret. Not entirely sure why. The movie actually doesn't really explain the significance of keeping this a secret. So much so that at one point that when the CEO, who I guess turns into a full-fledged villain by the end of it, does arrive, he says that they can't deliver the baby, otherwise it'll ruin the company.
Yeah, it'll just ruin the stocks.
We can't let it get out that the new boss accidentally made a baby. Our stock would plummet. Everything we built, my entire company will fall apart. Those parents can never find out.
What?
Yeah, it was something about the stocks would plummet.
Yeah, he's like, our stock shares will go down if people know we've delivered this baby. How? Why? Come to think of it, you guys live in seclusion in a fucking mountain far away from civilization. How the fuck is anyone going to even find out?
Yeah. I guess there's social media when that
But it's
family's
gonna ruin the
just like,
fucking stocks. Again, this whole fucking movie, everything is so goddamn artificial with how everything is set up to be an issue.
Yeah.
Everything is artificial. Like, oh shit. We need to somehow have a story for, like, Tulip. Oh, so isn't it gonna be like her trying to find her place because she doesn't fit in at the cornerstone.com company because she's the only human amongst all these birds? No! That's not her story. This fucking suburban family wants to have a kid.
Yep, and then we just Jasper come in. It's like, I already found what your family is. And there you go.
Oh yeah, the stork that like ruined her life. That fucking subplot is resolved lickety-split. Like, no effort. Like, you thought it was going to be something else, because the way that the fuck, like, Jasper talks about it is, Jasper, this character who is the reason why Tulip got stuck there, he mentions, like,
Hey, let me explain.
I don't want to hear it. When you orphaned me, you said whoops, whoops. You said whoops. Who does that?
Will you please let me explain?
Hey, she doesn't want to hear your explanation, guy. Back off.
I fell in love with you.
Okay, fine.
Honestly, I am very curious. Let's hear it.
Look, they tell you being a stork isn't gonna be easy. Always deliver. I failed to do that. Your beacon broke. The pieces scattered. I spent my entire life searching for the missing pieces so that I could deliver my baby.
no one says how like lonely this job is. And you're like, oh, so maybe he wanted a family, but he couldn't have one, so he was going to take this kid as his... Nope, that's not it at all. He just went and like, found her fucking family.
Yeah.
So... Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, and the movie's just setting up the joke, just like, I want the baby, I want the baby, and every single scene building up to Jasper, and then one scene is just like, oh, whoa, wait a minute, I'm actually completely normal, I just wanted to find your family. It's like, oh wow, that joke does not really work, and it just sort of makes you come off as a horrible person. The cat agrees.
The character doesn't make sense. It's indicated that he went, like, mad on the job from loneliness. And then the writers were like, you know, boring.
Yeah. I think that's the main issue of the movie is just what you brought up last night. It's that Storks was a complete focus group movie. A bunch of writers and directors were brought together to basically throw a bunch of ideas together to make a movie. And it really feels like that.
Like Warner Bros. Animation, and it says it on the fucking Wikipedia page, and I will gladly read this. Just give me a second to find the fucking little excerpt that mentions this crap. Blah, 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 blah. Production, check this. The project was first announced in January 2013 when Warner Bros. Formed its animation think tank, and it's in quotes, think tank, with some directors and writers to develop animated films. Okay. Nicholas Stoller was hired by the studio to create and write Storks with Doug Sweetland and attached to direct the film. So, you got together a group of people to churn out movie ideas.
Yeah.
They're like hardworking individuals who bust their ass to come up with ideas for like animated films and TV shows. And you what? Just grabbed a gaggle of people and hoped to God it would work out? I mean, let's be honest. The fact that you guys at all somehow got that Lego movie to be that enjoyable, that was a total crapshoot.
Yeah.
By every sense of the word.
It shouldn't be the point to basically make like writing a movie and script shouldn't be like a group effort. Like me as a writer, I like to show off my writing to basically improve it with multiple eyes on it, multiple ideas on how to improve it. But there should always be one centralized idea. With Storks, it is like 5 different ideas for movies put into one, and where everything is just underdeveloped in the end and boring.
You know,
Yeah, that is
care of that business.
the phone.
We do have to record like really early in order for us to get things done because, you know, we're both working from home, so
Yeah.
we gotta work around everyone else's sketch.
Get that over. Cover that with crap. There we go.
The big issue with Storks, besides the fact that they like explain the punchlines, therefore destroying the jokes. Again, you know, it's funny. The Joker said it best in an episode of Batman the Animated Series.
If you have to explain a joke, there is no joke!
The fucking movie doesn't get that. But on top of that, the whole film, it feels like a group of individuals got together and started just pitching and throwing ideas to see what sticks. And the thing is, yes, creating a film is a collaborative process. You work with a bunch of people to conceive something. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. But there's something to be said when a group of writers and directors are just brought into a boardroom and clearly have their finger far from the pulse and jammed straight up their ass that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's shown by the end result of the film, because the whole film, most of it isn't funny. And most of the times when they do a gag or a joke, they explain it, thus ruining the humor. And it does a lot of everything you expect it to by just watching it. Like, you could sit there and be like, this is going to go to here, and this is going to go to here, and that will lead to this, and this will lead to that.
Yeah.
And it makes it come off just very bland, because we're not, like, film writers, we're not directors, you know, we're guys who do reviews, but the fact is, we're still able to completely dissect and figure out, we're like 10 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
In your own fucking film. It's like being Sherlock Holmes. Like, you know everything before even the writers know it. And it comes off so fucking mediocre and bland.
Yeah. And just another thing that's pretty awful is, like, even before the movie even started, like, when the trailers first came out, this became one of the movies that I really hated trailers for, and just sort of reaffirmed my belief before to never watch trailers before movies, because mostly they ruin it. Especially in this one, where they wanted to put all the funnier scenes in the trailers. Like the wolves that are played by Key and Peele, a great comedic duo, and definitely the highlight of the movie right there. And then
so props to Key and Peele who came in.
Yeah. And then also the scene with the penguins as well, as they're basically just fighting in silence. Those are the two funniest scenes, and they used them for the trailer. None of the other scenes really make it to the trailer unless they're like super cut super fast. And I wonder why that was. Could it be that they wanted to show off the funniest scenes to like draw you in? Because every other scene is them just explaining the joke, or just talking fast back and forth to one another. Scenes that would look boring in a trailer. Even boring in a movie, actually.
It was so clear. It was so clear that they had nothing here. Because the trailers show the majority of the best stuff. The penguins, the wolves, and that's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Because after that, there's like nothing. The wolves are genuinely hilarious.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I hate to say about it, though, the wolves shouldn't have been in this movie. They were definitely the best part. They were certainly the funniest part. They didn't fit. At all. The wolves, they were hilarious. Like, Key and Peele play the alpha and beta wolf leaders of a huge pack. And every time they get into a situation, which is funny because this is something I also called out while we were watching, where Tulip and Junior escape with the baby to try and run away from this wolf pack, and then they end up cutting a bridge. And I said, what are they going to do? Form some kind of wolf bridge? And then out of fucking left field...
Wolf pack! Form of wolf bridge.
What is happening?
The wolves are forming a suspension bridge.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
All right, let's go.
It's sort of the animation surprising you with how creative it is, because throughout the rest of the movie it's really not creative. It looks great, but it's just not surprising in the least. It's where the wolves that they brought in is when they actually go above and beyond. They go over the top with it. As you can see them form a bridge, a boat, a submarine, and then a plane. And just all sorts of stuff.
And a minivan.
And a minivan, and a broken heart. It is just hilarious.
Like, this was, like, here's the thing, and Whyboy just brought this up, though. The animation is fucking amazing. It really is. It's so solid. It is so beautiful. It is just as on par with the other big studios we've seen, and that's great, because we now know, even from, like, the Lego movie, Warner Bros. Animation has what it takes to become a juggernaut in the animation film industry. And that's a portion of the industry that majorly is just sort of dominated by the Disney, the DreamWorks, and the Pixars. To an extent, yes, Real Effects has some stake in there, and Blue Sky, and then Sony Animation, they're slowly coming around. But Warner Bros. Animation has an opportunity that they can get a good foothold into this part of the industry. And I think that's a great idea. But really, I feel like so far, Lego Batman and the Lego Batman movie and the Lego movie have been their strongest ones out of the gate so far. This was fucking terrible.
Yeah. It is not a good step forward to showing their more original properties.
It really isn't. It's the whole movie is so humdrum. Like, all the performances are good. No one gives a terrible performance. Even the annoying fucking pigeon. It's not like the performance was bad. It's just that the character was stupid. Yeah, like, no actor delivered a bad performance. Andy Samberg as Junior sounded fine. Katie Crown as Tulip, fine. Kelsey Grammer as Hunter was fine. But that's the thing. There's so much fine that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's so fucking average. Like, when you watch, like, Inside Out or Wreck-It Ralph, hell, even Hotel Transylvania, those actors really encompass those characters.
Yeah.
And shit, I gotta give credit to Adam Sandler. Like, Adam Sandler as Count Dracula is actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
With the exception of, like, Key and Peele, who just become these very hyper-energetic wolves.
Are you in love?
I am in love. Are you in love?
I'm in love too. I agree.
Hey, guys! This tiny thing is now a wolf, everybody!
What is that?
What's happening?
We're keeping
Back
it.
of the pack. We're keeping it.
Okay, thank you.
You get to, like, this, and everything about it is forgettable. All the performances are forgettable. Even Key and Peele, as enjoyable as they were as the wolves, this won't be a fucking, like, role that will ever really be that remembered.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah, it's just all forgettable roles. That's just the baseline of everything.
Not really.
Just the baseline, it's just a forgettable movie. It just gets even worse is when you just factor in all of the very blunt writing and just blunt joke telling that just brings everything down to a screeching halt.
One of the takeaways we got from this movie, and Whyboy, you ended up agreeing with me on this, the animation being solid and the slapstick actually being fairly funny when they don't fucking try to explain the joke.
Yeah.
If they just did a Looney Tunes film, an animated Looney Tunes film in like the same vein as the Looney Tunes show, like a continuation from there,
Yeah.
they could have a top-notch quality comedy on their hand.
It would be amazing with what they can do. But they just need the right script for that. You don't want another Storks on your hands. You don't want Bugs Bunny to just say, "Hey, I'm gonna fall through this hole, Doc. Whoops."
It's like if Daffy Duck looked at the camera and said, "And soon I will gladly betray Bugs."
Oh, look, I betrayed Bugs.
Actually, you know what? If that's Daffy, if it was Daffy doing it, that might be kind of funny because Daffy actually is that kind of asshole.
Yeah.
So, you know, I there's really nothing that can be said. That's one of the reasons why we couldn't review this either as into like a bigger format, like a CC or a Nero reviews, because there's just a level to it that it's like a celebration of mediocrity.
Yeah. In just the most annoying way possible.
So, you know, rating-wise, I'm going to give this a rock bottom. I can't in any way, shape, or form give this anything more than that because the humor was, like, relegated to maybe two major parts, and that's just the wolves or the penguins, and then any other time I wanted to laugh about something, they explain it to me, which is annoying because it feels like they're treating the audience like they're fucking idiots. As if, like, did you get it? Did you get the joke? Dude, if you have to keep asking me if I got... It's like that BoJack Horseman bit.
You gotta stop asking people if they get things.
But then how do I know if they got it?
They'll laugh.
Yeah, this is just a rock bottom movie. Wouldn't recommend it to anyone. It's just too annoying. Especially with my least favorite character. Everybody loves me, brah. I thought we were chillaxing. I think I'm gonna use that character just for CC sometimes.
You know, there's going to be more animation by Warner Bros. You know, because they have Ninjago coming out this year. They have a new Scooby-Doo movie that's going to be cool. I heard it's going to have like a secret organization called Scoob, which is an acronym for something. Fuck me with a lead boot. I want that to be good because I dig Scooby-Doo. I think it's a cool franchise and everything, but my god, I have so little belief in this.
Yeah, we're just looking up all of the writers and directors behind this, and now we're not so hard for it. But still, I'm gonna believe in Warner Brothers.
It sucks because two of the executive producers on Storks is Lord and Miller, the dudes who wrote and I believe directed the Lego Movie.
Yeah.
And that movie's great. They're actually very good comedic writers. I highly recommend 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. They're all very solid pieces of work. They're all very humorous. It sucks that they only executive produced this movie, which probably explains why the animation quality is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Because the Lego Movie has breathtaking animation, because it looks like it's stop motion, even though it's actually computer generated.
Yeah.
Just don't do this to yourself, okay? Don't waste your time with Storks. Honestly, even binging it with a friend, I still wouldn't recommend it because it's just not good.
Not at all.
This is Watchin' Stuff, the show about watching stuff. I'm Nero. He's Whyboy.
Don't adopt this baby.